Hey everyone, welcome back to 31 Days of Yoga for Mental Health. I'm Daria, and this is day 3, the mind. Today's practice is all about building awareness in our minds and our thoughts, sort of building on what we worked on yesterday with the body and breath awareness. All you'll need today is yourself, a space to move, and that's it. When you're ready, let's get started. We'll begin today in ragdoll pose. So come up to the top of your mat, bring your toes about hips distance apart, and then fold from the hips all the way forward. Let the back of your neck be long, let your head be heavy, and you can take whatever arm variation you are feeling today. So maybe grab for opposite elbows, or you can interlace your hands behind your head, or just let your fingertips fall and rest down on your mat, whatever feels best. Send your tailbone back up a little more as your head melts forward. So elongating the spine in both directions, up through the tailbone and the sitting bones and down through the crown of the head. Take a moment just to release, to take a big in breath, fill all the way up. Exhale on a sigh with an open mouth. Let everything go that's already happened in your day so far and just drop. Again, just like that, inhale, fill up. Exhale on a sigh, release, relax, fold a little deeper. Continue developing your deep breath and begin also to go inside of yourself, sort of like using the breath as almost a ritual at the start of your practice to settle, to drop in, and to feel just a little more ready and relaxed. Notice what it feels like to breathe from this upside down place. In today's practice, we'll focus on building awareness in our thoughts and our minds, noticing without judgment and without forcing a change what's going on. This process of building awareness can be so powerful. It's like your thoughts are dewdrops, and even if you try to hold on to them, you can't. They melt away. Through building awareness, we can inspire or spark a shift, moving in a different direction, but without forcing change intentionally or imposing any stories. Take one more breath here. Bring your palms down to the earth. Draw your feet together to touch, and then slowly roll all the way up to stand, one vertebra at a time, stacking the spine all the way up until your head is the very last thing to rise. Ground down through all 4 corners of your feet, the pinky toes, the big toes, and the heel on both sides. And inhale for Tadasana, mountain pose. Sweep your arms out to the side and up overhead. Grow really long down through your feet and up through your fingertips. And then slide your shoulders down away from your ears. Begin to shift your weight into the left foot. Imagine that your left foot is melded into the earth, into your mat, like you're a statue stuck into the ground. And then slowly begin to hover your right sole of your foot up and away from your mat, just like an inch, or maybe even less. Keep activation down energetically through the left foot as you continue reaching your fingertips up high, growing the spine a little longer, and stay here for one more inhale. Exhale, release your hands down to the front of your thighs, keeping the right foot a little bit elevated. And now create a relationship between your fingertips and the front of your right thigh. So it's like there's puppet strings attached from your middle finger to your right leg. As you inhale, lift your fingertips, and your leg also lifts as a reaction, a response, because these places are connected. If you notice your right hip starting to pop up in space, send it a little bit down. squaring the hips. And then when you're ready, maybe take your arms up overhead for one-legged Tadasana mountain pose. It's also an option to stay with hands on hips and maybe feel a little steadier in this space. As you inhale, send your left foot down even more. Charge through the sole of the left foot. Fingertips rise a little more. And now exhale and find a twist. Cross your left arm over your right leg. So left hand comes to outside of right thigh. And then send your right fingertips back behind you. Draw your belly button to your spine. Pull your core in and up, and then twist from the rib cage over to the right side of your mat. Stay here, or if you're craving a little more, grab for your right big toe with your left peace fingers, and then send your right leg maybe all the way straight in front of you as the right fingertips continue reaching back. If you took the leg straight, imagine that there's an imaginary wall in front of the right foot that you're pressing into to stay really active through the toes. All 10 toes are really active wherever you are. If you come out of it, just pick the foot back up, no problem. One more breath, one more, lengthen. And then slowly come back to one-legged mountain if you're not already there. And begin to glide your right foot down next to your left, hovering, and make your way through sort of like an airplane pose. Arms come out to cactus, and then glide your arms back behind you. Bend into the left knee, and slower than you think you can, step your right toes down behind you, setting up for warrior one with the legs. Nice. Inhale, reach up for warrior one. Grow really long through the fingertips. Shoulders are relaxed. Get comfy in this space. So maybe play with the width of your stance, adjust your feet, and feel super grounded down evenly and actively through both of your legs. Exhale and find eagle arms. Thread your right arm under your left. And from here, option for bear hug, maybe reach for opposite shoulders and stay here, or you can take the palms together in front of you. As you inhale, send your elbows up toward the sky, away from you. As you exhale, just fold into yourself a little bit, keeping the core strong and the feet really rooted, almost like a humble warrior with eagle arms. Inhale, rise, lift the elbows. Exhale, fold forward like waves rolling through the spine. Inhale as you rise one more time. Exhale, fold it down forward. Keep your inner thighs hugging together for a strong, stable base. Inhale, big transition. Exhale, warrior three with eagle arms. Keep the arms as they are and launch into your left leg. Right toes hover up and back behind you. Grow really long from the crown of your head to your toe tips. Activate through all 10 toes. Pull your belly button in and up. Send your right hip down towards your mat. One more breath, one more, lengthen. Exhale, keep the arms and slowly glide your right foot through, hovering again off the mat. Bring the knee up and we'll find eagle. Cross your right leg over your left, thread it over and around. Stay here or maybe loop your right toes around your left calf. And now steady your gaze. Find a really solid point, just one point to focus, and be there. With each breath, sink your hips a little lower and lift your elbows a little higher. Again, if you come out, just get back into it. No worries. I promise this is the last balance we'll take on this leg. One more breath. Sink a little more. Good. Unwind everything. Slowly, gracefully, gently. Step right toes down next to left. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, bring your palms together at your heart center. Close your eyes. Inhale, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, sigh, release. Let all of that go. And we'll go to the left. Inhale, Tadasana. Sweep your arms out and up. Shoulders come away from the ears. Let your face be soft. Let your jaw be soft. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere you don't need to, and let it go. Begin to shift your weight into your right foot. Press down through your big toe mound, your pinky toe, heel on both sides. So much that your left foot can hover and float just a little bit up and away from the mat. Flex actively through your left toes to keep them hovering up and away. And then exhale, release your hands, your palms down in front of the left leg. Again, imagining the puppet strings connecting your index or your middle fingers to the front of your left thigh. Inhale, rise, fingertips lift, and so does the leg because they're connected. Stay pressing down through the right foot like you're a statue. Really energize into the earth. And then slowly maybe float your fingertips up overhead or stay with hands on hips. Inhale, grow really, really long, really tall, and then exhale to twist. Cross right hand over the outside of left thigh and send left fingertips back behind you. Draw your pubic bone to your sternum, pull everything in and up, and then twist open from the rib cage. Stay or play with taking peace fingers to left big toe and take the leg out forward. Maybe you stay bent or maybe extend all the way straight, pressing your left foot into an imaginary wall in front of you. Send your left hip back, in, and down in space as you keep pressing through the right foot. And stay, we're here just for one more breath. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, belly button to spine, twisting a little bit more. Nice. Inhale, back to one-legged Tadasana mountain if you're not there. Exhale, step left foot through, but without touching the ground, and make your way back to sort of an airplane pose just for a second, and then bend into the right knee, and slowly, slowly, slowly step left toes all the way back. And land in warrior one legs. Pull your inner thighs together, square your hips, and reach your arms up overhead. Always an option to keep hands on hips and maybe feel a little more solid, a little more rooted here. Press down through your feet as much as you pull your inner thighs together. So down and together all at once. Knit your lowest set of ribs together. Take an inhale. Exhale, eagle arms. Left arm threads under the right. Take your bear hug or maybe go for palms together to touch. Inhale. Lift your elbows up and away. Lift your heart forward and up. Exhale, bow inward. Pull legs together all the time. Inhale to rise. Exhale, forward fold. One more like that. Inhale, press down even more. Pull together even more as you lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. One more inhale, puff up through the chest. Big transition. Exhale, launch forward onto your right foot. Arms stand eagle. Left toes lift up and back behind you and square your hip points down towards your mat. Like spiral your left pinky toe down to face your mat to square the hips. Grow really long from crown of head to tips of toes. Suck your belly button in and up. You can imagine that your right leg is like a straw, like you're drinking up energy from the earth as you grow out long. One more breath. Good. Exhale, rise it all the way up. Left foot comes all the way up and over for eagle pose on the left, threading the left foot over and around. It's okay in these transitions if your leg is calibrating a little bit, if you're wobbling, shaking, all of that's good stuff. Just keep breathing and stay with it. Pick it back up like no big deal and just let any thoughts that come up around it fade away as you keep moving. Steady your gaze, don't let it flicker. When the gaze flickers, the mind also is flickering. So stare at one space. Pull inner thighs together, squeeze elbows together. Lift your elbows away from your knees, sink your hips a little lower. One more exhale. And then slowly, gracefully, gently come out of it. Unwind, step left foot down next to the right. Inhale, arms reach up overhead to Tadasana. Exhale, palms come together at your heart center. Big inhale, fill all the way up. Open mouth, exhale, sigh. Release all of that, let it go. We'll take a gentle sun A flow just to clear all of that space. Inhale, Tadasana, sweep it out, sweep it up. Exhale, swan dive forward, really luxurious. Butt goes back, heart goes forward. Halfway lift, inhale, iron out your spine, long, long, long. Exhale, fingertips plant, feet step back, high plank, and flow your version. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale all the way back. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step up to the top of your space. Inhale for chair pose. Sink your hips low and back. Rock weight into your heels. Keep your fingertips just hovering up and away from your mat for 1 second here. And then draw your low belly up, in and up, and ripple your fingertips up overhead for chair, Utkatasana. Hips sink low, inner thighs hug and squeeze together. Inhale, grow long through the spine. Exhale, bring your palms together at heart center. Option to step your feet maybe a little wider in this chair. That might feel better in your body. Just play and see what feels good. From here, inhale, grow your spine forward and long. Exhale, prayer twist. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right leg and find a twist. If you took the option of the feet stepped out a little more hips distance, you can just bring your left elbow to the inside of your left leg and twist from there, and that might feel better for you. Again, there's so much power in allowing your body to simply be as it is, where it is. Notice any thoughts that come up around that and just allow them, be aware of them, and be where you are. And now from here, one more option, maybe play with side crow. Coming down to plant, hands to the side. Draw your core in and up as you shift your weight into the fingertips, into the hands. Really activate through the hands and maybe hover both sets of toes up and away from your mat. And then lower. Coming back, everyone, to prayer twist. Inhale and exhale. Take Tadasana, gorilla pose. Step your feet hips distance apart. Lift up high onto your heels so your toes can come away from the mat, and then send your hands under your feet so the hands and the soles of the feet will connect. And then you fold, taking a generous bend in your knees. You can shake your head yes and no. Really let it all just drop, let it all go. We have just one more side of the prayer twist, just a little more activation, and then we'll begin to slow it all down, wind it all down, and relax. So stay with it. You can do it. Take one more breath here with an open mouth exhale to clear. And then bring palms back down to the mat, feet together to touch or not. And we'll inhale, sink the hips back for our chair pose, Utkatasana. Arms sweep up overhead as the weight rocks back into the heels and the hips get heavy and sink back down. And then exhale, bringing palms together at heart center. Take this time right elbow to the outside of your left leg and twist. Really use this elbow here in prayer twist as leverage. Even out your knees. If one knee is jutting forward more than the other, try to keep them steady and in the same plane. And then maybe you can take your gaze up and over the left elbow, or if you played with side crow on the other side, play again here. Suck your belly button to your spine, like your spine is a vacuum and it's pulling your front body to your back body. Press into your fingertips and maybe hover your feet up and away. And then everyone, wherever you are, making your way back to prayer twist. One more inhale. Exhale, gorilla, Tadasana. Separate the feet, slide the palms underneath, and fold it forward. You can use your toes here to sort of massage through the base of your palms and your wrists if that feels good. Bend into one knee and then the other. Really let everything fall off of your back. Imagine anything you don't need anymore just sliding down from your tailbone to the crown of your head and then releasing into the earth. Good. Bring palms back down to your mat and step your feet all the way up and back to a downward facing dog. Press down through the left toes and inhale to reach right heel high. Exhale, half pigeon. Draw your right shin up to the front of your mat and settle into this hip stretch. Option 2, keep left toes tucked. Pull your legs together to square the hips and then begin to melt, staying up actively maybe, or folding forward. Let this really, really feel good. So if you need to play, if you want to play with different positioning maybe shifting your hips to really find that like juicy, sweet spot for your body. Notice any thoughts moving through your mind, and also notice any signals your body is sending you as information. And the power of the mind really is to use the information from the body intelligently. Take those signals and work with them. You can also use the mind to create visualizations for yourself, images that can help you to soften and release. And so maybe you can imagine that your breath is moving through the outer right hip, clearing away tension like cobwebs in a corner. Whatever images pop into your head that are helpful, use those to find a deeper release for one more breath. And then slowly make your way up and out, pressing palms back down. Tuck left toes behind you, and we'll lift it all the way up and back to downward facing dog, nice and easy. Maybe rock the hips from side to side. Just release here for a second, and then pick up the left foot, left heel goes high. Exhale, half pigeon, left shin comes through and down. Set it up for you. And then begin your unfolding process. You can imagine your thoughts like a bunch of threads that are all woven together. And in certain places, there's a little bit more activity or a little bit more density. And other places maybe are more spacious. And the process of building awareness is often about untangling some of the density and evening out the spread of these woven together threads, or tracing a thread back to where it originates. Use your breath and let go a little more. Nice. Make your way back up to your hands. Tuck right toes behind you, and then lift it up and back, downward facing dog. Lower down to your knees and begin making a transition. Make your way down to lie on your back. Send your arms out wide to a T next to you. Ground your palms. Lift up high onto your toes, and then just hover your hips up and away from your mat a couple inches and shift them over to the left side a couple inches. And then pull your knees in and take them over to the right for a really gentle, easy supine twist. And then maybe inchworm your heart up a little more by pressing your palms down and just lifting it up, and then sort of crawl your head back too. Just keep it easy, keep it gentle, and maybe take your gaze over your left fingertips. Let your breath really deepen and maybe slow down. And then make your way back to the midline. Press your toes down into the mat, lift your hips up a little bit and send them over to the right side of your mat. And then let your knees fall over to the left. Crawl your heart up and find a gentle twist, gentle release. Notice what's going on with your face, your jaw, your scalp. Let it all go, untangle. You can imagine like a fist unclenching, unfurling slowly. And then come back to center. Hug your knees in nice and tight to your chest. Reach your arms to wrap around your shins, and then curl into a really nice, tight, tiny ball. Give yourself a big hug. And exhale, drop. Shavasana. Release and relax. Let it all go. Close your eyes and get out any little wiggles or fidgets that you need to feel really supported and comfortable in this space. Let your breath soften. As the breath softens, let the mind soften too. Allow your body to just bask in this space, and maybe use the mind to create a visualization again for yourself. Maybe you can imagine that your body is made of honey and it's slowly dripping and getting meltier into the earth. Or that you're lying in a hammock, swaying side to side, or any other visualization or image that allows you to feel how fully supported you are and allows you to relax. As your thoughts come up, notice them and imagine them again like dewdrops or ripples on a surface. Begin to bring depth back to your breath. And let this animated life force bring flickers of movements back to your fingertips and your toes, waking back up. Take a long body stretch, reaching your arms back over your head, getting long from fingertips to toe tips, and then roll onto one side or the other. Doesn't have to be the same side as yesterday, wherever you want to go for a fetal pose. And press your way all the way up to a seat, keeping maybe the eyes closed or the gaze soft. Set up your seat to be spacious and bring your palms down to your legs. Sit up really nice and tall. Feel your spine growing down into the earth and feel your brain elevating, lifting up higher. Draw your palms together at your heart center. Take a breath here. Remember that you are not your thoughts. You have thoughts. And there is power in allowing yourself to be where you are as you are. Bring your palms up to your third eye center and bow it gently forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today and for your willingness to explore and be a little vulnerable and build some awareness. As always, if you have any questions or comments or thoughts or anything, leave them down below in the comments. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.